waste. I'll take a right turning. Did it. Oh, fine, I gave in. Do text. You'll have to read. What are the rivers, 6? Flows of oxygen, hydrogen, ice. Their velocity keeps them coherent. Oh, rock. So why do the rivers wind? Oh, there's something over there. A rock. Approach the ruin. We'll have to find out about the non-straightness of the rivers another time. 6 will hopper down onto that little smudge. I will not speculate, mistress. Little smudge of rock won't have atmosphere for us to go down to, sadly. Why does water swell when mixed with wine? I mean, there's actually a reason for that. We'll go down to the thing. I don't actually care about this conversation. I've never mixed water and wine before. Great, now I want to mix water and wine and see what happens. A ruin! There we go. Get there eventually. I would guess it dates from ancient times, mistress. I will investigate. I found a scrap of a pocket-sized book filled with precise computations. It most likely came from somewhere nearby. And there's something marked. Oh, it's pretty long. This is one end of a stained fragment of text. Matter that it's stained. Okay. Oh, sorry. My top's going a bit weird. Yeah. All right, we've got a long bit of text. We've got suggestions for goddess, with or of, and, find, will or should, last, and one. Right, we'll put the longest one down first, which is find. Potentially. It's got a question mark on it. Does that actually... Can we actually place that? Yeah, somewhere in the middle. Alright. I don't think goddess will fit, because that would leave the mountain with the squiggly bits one symbol by itself, which we haven't come across as a one word just yet, so I don't think that's quite right. Last, we can put that first, strangely enough. That fits in. Last will find something and... Oh! Okay. I can add my translation for last to my dictionary now. I'm sure of will as well. Alright. Oh! That's a lot of glyphs, but I'm confident it says find. It's not always true that a long string of symbols correlates to a long word in our language, but mostly. So what do we get? Last will find something and something. All right, suggestions are way or path, moon, port, temple. Related words could be goddess, pilgrim, place. I could, yeah, it's pretty similar to goddess and pilgrim, so it's going to be some kind of holy type of word. Remember, we don't have a definite article, so last we'll find... I'm going to put temple down because that's the only religious-y thing. And then the last word looks pretty long. Suggestions are song, mystery, correct or true, and gate. Related words being long, of, and skies. Looks a little bit like skies. It also look, yeah, it does look a little bit like long as well. Okay, that doesn't really give me anything. So what's the sentence again? I've got no memory. Last we'll find the temple, and I'm going to put the mystery because it's long and it sounds cool. I'm thinking like the last one, the last person or something. I'll look again in it later. I know, I'm not really forming sentences well. It comes from the same place as the shredded map. The one we discovered adrift in the rivers. Oh, I can pass control to 6. Fine. You can sail for a while, 6. Thank you, mistress. And we get a fade to black. The University of Iox. Renba's funeral is about to start. Oh, I was going to avoid it. She doesn't really have respect. Plus, what if someone asks her what happened? And it's like, we didn't get the body. What do you think, 6? I believe they're just beginning, mistress. If we miss it, we miss it. After all, we know how it ends. Alia! Quickly! It's Juan. I can't remember if I used a voice thing, so I don't really do voices. I can do a slight intonation. Here he is in his big yellow gown. Miari was waiting for you to arrive. Oh, I went somewhere weird there with the accent. We weren't really sure you were coming. Why is she waiting for me? God, why is the music always so spooky? Honestly, she worries about your soul, Alia. What? There's nothing wrong with my soul. Suddenly went religious. I've got it safe in a box somewhere. She's hilarious. Ah, the cynicism. Doesn't that make her more likable? Shall we go down? Renba wasn't my friend. Yeah, she's a bit pouty. What can I say? It doesn't matter. He's sailing the rivers. You have to come. You really believe souls sail the rivers? Have I been knocking into them with my ship? Where else would people go? Maybe you aren't sure about the Great Loop. I admit, it takes faith. But Renba believed. Alright, Huang, I'll come. I don't want to make Huang cranky, because then he might not help me with my translations and looking at the items I found. He's more of an item guy. I will wait here, mistress. Try not to rust. I'm not just making her this way. It's from the beginning she acted like a total dick to the robots, so... I will lick myself clean, mistress. It's getting some proper sass on. It's got a personality. Something's going on. Janiki was a great believer in the loop. Do you believe in it, Huang? Of course. The loop makes sense. Okay. Try to keep your head bowed. Here she comes. Friends, colleagues, brothers and sisters. Thank you for coming. Today we gather to recommend our brother Janiki Renba to the waters. Who's the lady? Isn't she from Mercy from the beginning? Oh, I don't recognise her. Never mind. I think that's Renba's mother. I wondered if you knew her. She's from Elbereth. There's a lot of people on Elbereth, Huang. Alia's from Elbereth, if you didn't. Of course. Sorry. No camera control. Okay. Janiki Renba was our friend. our brother, our teacher, for some a confidant, for others an inspiration. He has left us too soon, but we trust he will be returned. Renba often travelled to Elbereth to see his family. He was like you in that way. I've not been there at all. In what way? Not afraid to sail. She's not saying anything. She's got no wisecrack. Janiki's departure is a deep loss to the university. His work here has changed our little community more than most of you may know. But it is his absence, however brief, that will be truly felt. I don't think they don't mean he literally is going to come back. Like it's a resurrection-y thing. No. I never knew my mother. Alia's making it about herself again. Never. There are a lot of orphans on Elbereth. I wish she'd just change her clothes. We've been out digging for ages. Perhaps when I grow up I'll understand why. I should have said that a bit more funny, because she is an adult. My mother was a carpenter. She made a lot of the chairs in this place. She's pretty proud of me. Alright, Huang. Huang gives me a Samwise Gamgee feels.
Mayari paused a moment and then emptied something out of the hourglass.
What hourglass? They're not showing an hourglass. So Renba begins another journey around the Great Loop. As we remember him, so he sails the rivers above. I don't really want her to say anything. Just stand quietly. Hold this space. Exactly. Wang's got this.
The people began to sing. The words were weird and old.
The loop
The sound
sustains.
drifted up and away into the nebula.
I'm not going to sing.
Maybe Renba could hear us. Maybe not. Didn't matter. It was beautiful anyway.
6 up the top there. Not taking part. You see the rest of the university, very square. Many squares. Ramps and stairs. Those that are gone will return. Those that return will depart.
The chanting died away. There were echoes. Then they were gone too.
Friends, thank you for coming. Janiki will be grateful for your support. Oh, I've just had a thought.
People began to murmur, then to talk.
Does she even look sad to you? Mayari, not the mother. No, but she's not one to show her emotion in public. Yeah, I got that feeling from her. I don't want to disturb the crying mother. Not with Alia. Don't make me. Ah, hell. I'll see you, Alia. Oh, everyone's peacing out. Mayari's grabbed me. Alia. My dear. Come see me in my office. If you want to. Yeah, this is what it's all about, isn't it? Funeral schmuneral. She's got something else. Look at this place, 6. It looks modern, but it's ancient. I like the big tree. Here and there, bits of the architecture go back thousands of years. Which bits? This flagpost. That piece of modern art over there looking really ugly. Guess not. Right, well, everyone's gone. But I just feel like Mayari wanted me to come back for the conversation in the office, not for the funeral. Never understood Professor Mayari. You know, she brought me here from an orphanage on Elbera. And now she keeps giving me robots when I keep losing them. I really don't know what she gets out of it. Perhaps she likes to be kind, mistress. What? I am out of control again. Alia. Random man. A beautiful service, don't you think? Very moving. Good faith to you. Alright, random dude. You have a nice day. I want to go to Huang first. Basically, whenever Mayari tells her to do something, she waits as long as she can before she does it in a very immature sort of, you don't tell me what to do sort of way. But if Renba found the body of the last emperor on that moon near Mercy, why was he hiding robes and sending Mayari brooches? You will recall that the loop requires that bodies are burned, mistress. It is a practical requirement of the loop. A soul cannot come again until it has left its original body. I've had another thought. If you don't want to listen to my rambling, we are going to stop after this. So before, I didn't really think much about the loop. I just was like, okay, we came out of the Dark Ages and people wanted a way to explain life and death, and the loop seemed to fit for them. You know, the comfort of knowing that someone who has died will come back eventually, even if you're not there to see it. You know, that kind of thing. Basic religion doctrine, really. Make you feel better about death. But now I'm wondering if it is a leftover from the past. Because just because I said because too many times, that was awkward. Because we don't have information from the Dark Ages to identify what happened. I mean, people were still living it, and they continue, you know, there were... What's my point? The people were still living. They were still passing things down. Things were still changing. Ideas, cultures. It wasn't static just because we don't know what happened. So maybe this whole... Bodies must be burned, according to the loop. Because if the bodies remain, the soul can't move on to come back again. It just made me think about what we were talking about before with the possible ascension of people into immortal robot forms. The body must be burned in order for the next life to occur. So if I'm right, and they were turning people into robots for good or for ill, maybe the bodies were just vaporized, you know, incinerated because they weren't needed anymore. And I was, my stasis thing didn't, or maybe it was more complicated. Maybe some people were put in stasis just in case. Anyway, the point being that the loop might have come from this idea of having to rid yourself of your past physical form to continue. I don't know, I might be coming out of nowhere on that one, but it's fun to theorize about things. It's fascinating, but rather uncomfortable. Oh dear. Sorry, I'm having thoughts. Takes all my effort. I wonder. Oh, I kind of want to carry on to just. I want to find out. Well, if I'm right, what I need to do to change my theories. What? Where does 6 come from? Who were they? It's almost like the story's taking over from the inscriptions a little bit because I'm getting quite invested. But that's okay. That means there's 2 good things that we like. Hooray!